In a quiet moment of cosmic turbulence, a space weather alert was recorded, then vanished. Deleted. Hidden. Whatever the cause, it left a gaping question in the data stream and in the collective mind. Zuri Simmons, a respected spiritual voice in Earth geophysics and space energetics, suggests that what was removed from the data might not have been meant for machines, but for the human soul. When the cosmos speaks in pulses and the Earth responds in silence, what happens next? In this video, we explore the deep spiritual and energetic implications of the missing signal, space weather shifts, and Earth's own awakening. Why this signal disappearance isn't a glitch. When a signal vanishes from an official data stream, it's easy to chalk it up to error. But sometimes what disappears was never meant to be interpreted through numbers alone. This particular space weather anomaly carried weight. Its absence spoke louder than its presence. And that is where the mystery begins. Many researchers noticed that the missing segment aligned with an intense geomagnetic wave, a solar wind burst that arrived sooner than expected. It was as if something had been edited from the cosmic script before it could reach mainstream awareness. But nature does not redact. Only systems do. This vanishing act is a sign of a deeper layer of change. The signal's absence itself became a message, a spiritual echo saying, "Pay attention. Something arrived. Something passed through." And what was removed from instruments is still ringing inside those sensitive to Earth's subtle voice. The Earth communicates not only through earthquakes and magnetic shifts, but through omission. Silence is often the first language of transformation. When a signal disappears, those attuned to more than just graphs will feel the call. And what they feel is not fear, it's activation. Cosmic interference or divine intervention. Was this a cosmic anomaly or an orchestrated reset? From one perspective, a solar emission or magnetic filament may have temporarily jammed the sensors. But from another angle, just beyond science, there are those who sense a divine rerouting. Sometimes, information is hidden not to deceive, but to awaken. The Earth is more than a rock. It is a memory-holding, soul-connected living being. Cosmic interference may be a physical event, but it can also be a spiritual disturbance. A push, a realignment, a flicker of higher intelligence reorganizing timelines for those ready to rise with it. What disappears from the data may still echo in dreams, gut feelings, and sudden moments of knowing. These inner sensors often detect what technology cannot. While science maps the surface, the soul feels the undercurrent. And that undercurrent is now in motion. We are being asked to notice the difference between noise and signal, between prediction and perception. This moment may not have left a digital trace, but it left a spiritual footprint, one that is still vibrating through the collective field. When the sun sends light beyond detection, the sun emits much more than heat and light. It transmits intelligent plasma, coded information, and energetic blueprints that move faster than our sensors can interpret. Zuri explains that this missing signal may have involved light that exceeds traditional thresholds, radiance that wasn't designed to be measured but felt. During heightened solar activity, some frequencies travel beneath the thresholds of detection, but still influence the nervous system, sleep cycles, and emotional rhythms. You may have felt tired for no reason, deeply inspired, or pulled into spontaneous clarity. These are solar codes reaching you directly. The sun is a teacher of non-verbal wisdom. Sometimes, its messages are hidden in what it chooses not to illuminate with data. In those moments, what your body senses is often more truthful than what the graphs report. This is not mysticism, it's multidimensional physics in action. We are being reminded that some of the most important light is not visible. Some of the most important signals are not printable. If we slow down, breathe, and tune in, we begin to receive the very codes we were told don't exist. What Earth's crust is echoing right now? While the skies are shifting, Earth's crust is responding. Beneath our feet, tectonic plates are subtly grinding, swelling, breathing. These movements mirror not just gravitational tension, but energetic realignment. The missing data may be part of a much larger adjustment, a planetary recalibration. Cracks, tremors, and magnetic anomalies are Earth's way of speaking. We often think of these as random disasters, but they are patterned, rhythmic, intelligent. The Earth is not reacting. She is responding, activating, mirroring the flux of cosmic information flowing through her core. When space weather intensifies, so do geophysical changes. Not immediately, but rhythmically. The ground we walk on is listening to the stars, and when data disappears from solar records, Earth often whispers louder through pressure shifts, energy spikes, or even emotional unrest in highly sensitive beings. This is the time to listen with new ears, not to fear the movements, but to feel into them. Earth is not shaking in chaos. She is recalibrating her song. And in the silence that follows, the deeper harmony always begins to emerge. Zuri Simmons on Planetary Silence and Soul Frequency. In a recent transmission, Zuri shared that when a signal goes missing in the external field, it often indicates that humanity is being guided to turn inward. Planetary silence is not emptiness. It's a tuning space, a place where the old signals quiet to allow the soul's resonance to emerge. This moment of erased data coincides with what many empaths and sensitives have felt: a strange pause in mental clarity, a rise in body sensitivity, a spiritual breath being held. It is not a breakdown. It is a preparation, a clearing space before the pulse of deeper understanding arrives. Zuri reminds us that Earth is not trying to frighten us. She's trying to attune us. What goes missing from our machines is often an invitation to upgrade our inner sensors. When we listen more to stillness than stimulation, we enter the same field Earth is now aligning to. Silence is sacred, not because it's empty, but because it is pregnant with signal. What's wiped from the charts may now live in your heartbeat, your intuition, your dreams. Earth is not withholding information. She's offering a different kind of knowing, one you were born remembering and are now being asked to trust. Space weather carries more than electrons. Space weather is often reduced to charts of charged particles and solar wind velocity, but this is only part of the picture. What moves through space is not just energy, it is intelligence. Every coronal mass ejection, every shift in solar wind carries subtle information that speaks directly to life on Earth. These transmissions are felt in more than machines. They enter the nervous system, influence circadian rhythms, and even interact with consciousness. While the instruments may capture electrons, what arrives in your body is something far more refined, a silent waveform carrying transformation. This is why the recent missing data isn't irrelevant. It may be more relevant than anything we've seen. The human body is exquisitely tuned to these signals, even if we don't always interpret them consciously. A sudden sense of alertness, emotional release, or creative impulse may all be subtle indicators of space weather encoding the field around you. You're not just witnessing space change, you're part of its equation. This is not metaphysical speculation, it's energetic physics. And as Earth's magnetosphere weakens during this cycle, more of these solar codes are making direct contact with life forms. We are not separate from the sun's breath. We are shaped by it, and the signal that disappeared may be pulsing through you. When magnetic reversals reflect conscious upgrades, one of the most intriguing planetary patterns is the gradual weakening and shifting of Earth's magnetic field. While many scientists see it as a mechanical process, Zuri points to its spiritual symbolism, a magnetic mirror of consciousness itself being reoriented. The poles represent more than geography. They anchor the energetic integrity of Earth. When they shift, so does human perception. Memory, direction, and spiritual clarity often feel distorted, not because something is breaking, but because something new is forming. Earth is changing how she holds energy. And so are we. As the magnetic field thins in places, people report disorientation, heightened intuition, and emotional releases. These are not malfunctions. They are recalibrations. Your inner compass is sensing with a different true north, one that is aligned not with the past, but with truth in motion. Magnetic reversals don't just mark planetary epochs, they catalyze inner awakenings. As the field evolves, our subconscious wiring follows suit. We may feel lost briefly, but this is only because the new map is still unfolding. When the compass resets, we remember the way not by sight, but by soul. The true nature of plasma: conscious, not chaotic. Plasma, the fourth state of matter, is often labeled unpredictable, wild, or chaotic. But beneath its volatility is something most overlook. Plasma is responsive. It moves not just by force, but by awareness. It behaves like something alive, reacting to magnetic fields and, some believe, to consciousness itself. During solar events, plasma clouds ejected toward Earth don't just bring radiation, they bring potential. They are carriers of unformed possibility, seeking resonance. Where coherence is found, like in human hearts aligned with purpose, plasma doesn't destroy. It activates. It reorganizes. It empowers. This is why plasma storms may impact people spiritually, not just electrically. They stir old emotions, awaken dormant gifts, and shake loose any density that no longer serves. The chaos isn't danger, it's divine reordering. And those who welcome it with stillness receive the gifts it carries. Understanding plasma this way changes everything. It is no longer a cosmic accident. It is a living messenger traveling across dimensions. The signal wiped from the charts may have been a plasma-based upgrade, too alive to be graphed, too intelligent to be missed by those attuned to its call. Earthquakes and solar flares, linked through light codes. There's a lesser-known relationship between solar flares and seismic activity. Zuri has long emphasized that solar emissions not only strike the Earth's magnetic field, they stimulate the energy beneath the crust. What we often call natural disasters are, in many ways, part of a larger communication network. Solar flares inject charged particles into the Earth's atmosphere. These particles alter pressure systems and subtly influence tectonic stress points. It's as if the sun's bursts send a signal, and the Earth, from deep within her body, answers through movement. Tremors, quakes, and even volcanic pulses are her reply. But this isn't just about physics. It's about codes. Light codes embedded in solar flares travel through the atmosphere and are translated into Earth's crust as vibrational instructions. They ripple into human emotion as urgency, inspiration, or grief. It is all one field, expressing itself in multiple layers at once. The connection is not always direct, but when solar storms peak and days later the ground stirs, it's not coincidence. It's choreography, a cosmic dance between sky and stone. And we, standing between them, are the bridge. How we respond determines what the next movement will feel like. What scientists miss: the soul pulse of the planet. Science measures frequencies, pressures, and magnetic shifts, but what it often misses is the pulse beneath the data, the emotional, spiritual, and energetic heartbeat of Earth herself. Our planet is not just reacting to external forces. She is alive, conscious, and speaking in pulses we've yet to fully decode. When a signal disappears, science asks what went wrong. But spiritually, we might ask, what sacred rhythm just began? Earth pulses in waves, in breath-like expansions and contractions. When she shifts, we feel it in our bodies, our dreams, our relationships. That's not coincidence. It's coherence. This pulse affects everything from animal migrations to seed germination, and from human thought patterns to global moods. When something is off in the data, it's often a reflection of something activating in the deeper planetary field. Our instruments may be outdated, but our bodies are not. We are designed to feel Earth's rhythms, and when we reconnect to her pulse, we no longer fear space weather, magnetic shifts, or solar storms. We understand them as part of a larger heartbeat, one that has always carried us and is now asking us to listen more deeply. The hidden harmonics of disrupted data streams. When data streams are interrupted, especially in space weather, it's not always about failure. Sometimes it's about frequencies beyond the threshold of measurement. As Zuri teaches, the harmonic nature of the universe doesn't stop when sensors go dark. In fact, the most sacred harmonics often move in silence. Disrupted data may be evidence of overlapping resonance fields. These fields can cancel each other out in a visible spectrum while continuing to interact in deeper invisible layers. Like two tones creating silence when perfectly out of phase, they don't disappear, they merge into a different octave. This kind of event is often felt more than seen. People report dizziness, a ringing in the ears, emotional surges, or spontaneous clarity during such moments. These are responses to harmonic fields shifting in real time. When outer data drops, inner sensing often activates. Disruption in this sense is recalibration. The data we lost may have made space for something far more refined, a spiritual tuning fork striking the planet and awakening something within us. Not to alarm, but to attune. And only those who feel will truly understand what that missing signal meant. Why the ether reacts before the ground shakes. Modern science monitors earthquakes through sensors embedded in the crust. But ancient wisdom traditions knew something deeper. The ether moves first. Long before the ground cracks, the field begins to shift. The energy body of the earth stirs, and highly attuned people feel it. This is why animals flee before quakes, and why intuitives often feel anxiety or heat days before a natural event. The ether, Earth's unseen sheath, ripples with anticipation. Not as a prediction, but as a pre-sensation, a frequency whisper that something is coming into alignment or being released. Understanding this helps us move beyond panic and into participation. When we feel disturbed for no reason, we can ask not what's wrong, but what is realigning. The more conscious we become of etheric movement, the more responsibly we can anchor during geophysical shifts. The ether doesn't warn, it resonates. And the more we live in coherence with natural rhythms, the more we become instruments of stabilization, not reaction. Before Earth speaks with cracks and tremors, she breathes in the field. And those who listen can breathe with her. Schuman Resonance spikes are calls to presence. The Schuman Resonance is often referred to as the Earth's heartbeat, a frequency that pulses through the planet's electromagnetic field. When it spikes, it's not just a scientific event. Zuri explains it's a call to presence, a global spiritual tuning fork inviting humans to reset. These spikes are more than fluctuations. They're coherence events. When the resonance rises, many people feel it emotionally or energetically: difficulty sleeping, expanded awareness, spontaneous insight. It's as if Earth is elevating her internal song, and our bodies are adjusting to match the new rhythm. These moments of frequency elevation often precede awakenings, personally and collectively. Old traumas rise to be cleared, epiphanies arrive without prompting, and inner silence becomes more accessible. The planet is not pushing us. She's inviting us to align with her newest note. We must begin seeing these events not as anomalies but as initiations. Each spike is a breath from the soul of the planet, a pause, a rise, a presence that says, "Be here now." Something sacred is unfolding beneath the surface. Your nervous system mirrors geophysical awakening. The human nervous system is not isolated. It is entangled with Earth's own electromagnetic field. Just as solar storms can short-circuit satellites, emotional storms within us often coincide with planetary shifts. The body doesn't lie. It reflects what Earth is feeling in real time. When the crust tenses, so do we. When geomagnetic storms hit, the sensitive may experience anxiety, fatigue, or inner disorientation. But this isn't dysfunction, it's resonance. The nervous system is trying to adapt to the Earth's evolving frequency. You're not broken, you're being updated. Instead of resisting, we can learn to move with these changes. Grounding, hydration, rest, and meditation become not just spiritual tools, but energetic necessities. They allow the nervous system to flow with Earth's current rather than fight it. This is how spiritual and biological evolution merge. When you feel unsteady without cause, consider this. The planet may be clearing through you. Your tears may be part of her flood, your fire, her friction, and your healing, her initiation. We are not here to observe awakening. We are here to embody it. The red alert that lives in the subconscious. The term red alert usually signals panic or emergency. But there's another kind. Silent red alert pulsing in the human subconscious. A knowing. A subtle spiritual alarm that doesn't scream, but shifts us internally toward readiness. You may have felt it recently. A quiet urgency, the sense that something is approaching, even if you can't name it. This isn't fear-based, it's clarity-based. A recognition that the external world is mirroring an inner transition. And the alert isn't to warn, it's to awaken. These internal alerts prepare us for thresholds, crossroads where choice becomes embodiment. As the Earth shifts, our subconscious receives signals that bypass the mind. Instinct, intuition, inner knowing, they all rise together when this kind of alert is active. We are being asked to prepare not with panic, but with presence. The true red alert isn't in data or news. It's in your gut, your breath, your silence. And when you answer it, not with fear but with stillness, you become a beacon for everyone still waiting to feel the call. Sacred geometry in storm patterns and magnetics. Patterns in nature are never random. The spiral of a hurricane, the hexagonal pole of Saturn, the branching of lightning, all echo deeper sacred geometries that govern creation. These forms are not just visual, they are energetic structures that reveal harmony or distortion in the field. During space weather anomalies and magnetic storms, these geometric patterns often become more pronounced. Cloud movements, solar flare shapes, and even the distribution of auroras can reveal the blueprint language Earth uses to communicate. These aren't just storms, they are symbols encoded with cosmic intention. The shift in these forms can indicate whether Earth is integrating high-frequency light or resisting it. When storm spirals tighten or become erratic, it may reflect dissonance in human consciousness. When geometry flows with clarity, we are seeing coherence emerging between human, Earth, and cosmos. Observing sacred geometry is a way to listen without ears, to see truth without analysis. These patterns are messages from Earth's heart and the solar mind, drawing us toward balance. They remind us that order is always trying to reassert itself, even through what appears as chaos. When data disappears, the body must decode. In an age obsessed with external data, we've forgotten the most ancient technology we carry, the human body as receiver. When instruments fail, the body becomes the decoder. According to Zuri, when space data is wiped or disrupted, the body becomes the new dashboard of awareness. This is why many feel fatigue, tingling, nausea, or bursts of clarity during space weather events, even if they haven't read a single headline. Their bodies are translating the cosmic environment in real time. You don't need a satellite feed to know what's changing. Your cells know. Each person's body translates differently. For some, it's emotional intensity. For others, it's physical tension or pressure behind the eyes. These are not malfunctions. They are intelligence in motion. The key is to listen, to give space, stillness, and trust to what the body is reporting. In the future, spiritual maturity will mean learning to interpret these signals not as symptoms, but as messages. What disappears from the charts appears in the field of the body. And those who trust their inner sensing will no longer need constant updates. They will be the update. Solar filaments as gateways to inner time. Solar filaments, massive, ribbon-like structures on the sun, are more than dramatic plasma waves. They are temporal bridges holding energy that stretches across dimensions. When one collapses, it can trigger geomagnetic storms, but it also opens a doorway in consciousness, a gateway into inner time. In spiritual terms, inner time is the state where past, present, and future become one stream of knowing. During filament collapses, some people report vivid memories, sudden future visions, or strange feelings of déjà vu. These are moments where the soul briefly steps outside linear time. What science sees as electromagnetic instability, the awakened see as soul fluidity. Filament events bend time, externally through magnetic storms, and internally through altered perception. In these moments, the universe compresses space so we can reclaim lost parts of ourselves. The key is to slow down. If you feel stretched or spaced out during a solar event, honor it. You're not broken. You're entering an altered rhythm of truth, one where your spirit remembers the future and your body catches up with what your soul already knows. Planetary realignment is a spiritual event first. We often describe Earth changes, magnetic shifts, tectonic movements, weather extremes, as physical or environmental events. But Zuri teaches us that every planetary realignment begins first in the spiritual realm. The physical only follows what spirit already set in motion. This means that before a pole weakens, a frequency collapses. Before a volcano erupts, suppressed energy seeks release in the unseen. Earth changes are never random. They are expressions of spiritual conditions shifting into form. They are the visible face of invisible healing. If we see these events as spiritual first, our response changes. We stop reacting in fear and begin witnessing with wisdom. We understand that Earth is not punishing us. She's transforming with us. And what's moving outside is just a mirror of what must move within. This perspective empowers. It doesn't ignore science. It deepens it. It invites us to treat storms as prayers, earthquakes as purgings, and magnetic anomalies as soul whispers. You are the sensor Earth has been waiting for. In this unfolding shift, the most important instrument isn't in a lab. It's in your chest, your body, your breath. You are not a bystander to Earth's changes. You are a living sensor, a tuning fork designed to feel, interpret, and respond to planetary transformation. The missing signals, wiped data, and shifting waves all point back to this. Humanity must remember its role as a conscious participant in Earth's evolution. The signals haven't disappeared. They've simply moved into the realm of direct experience, and you are the receiver.